the light bulb, the printing press, the smartphone, and streaming. Though it may seem dramatic to group streaming together with these world-changing inventions, since the invention of streaming sites, the TV and film industry has been completely changed and it will continue to do so. In the 21st century, we are linked to the media we consume and it impacts our day-to-day lives. Since the invention of motion pictures, it's clear that media has influenced our society, our culture, and especially popular culture, and we must consider how streaming has done so as well. Through the invention of streaming, the finances, the creation, and the consumption of film and television has been completely revolutionized in both positive and negative ways. We know that money makes the world go round, and this is especially true in the film industry, more so now that streaming has taken over. Traditionally, filmmakers had to go to studios in order to get their films made. They were given a budget based on how profitable the studio thought their film was. Now, this is no longer always the case. Since streaming sites have subscription-based models, they are able to have a constant stream of revenue. This, in turn, allows certain filmmakers to have more leeway when it comes to budgets and to experiment on making different kinds of films. Filmmakers are no longer concerned with creating the next box office hit, but instead can tell more individualized stories that will reach its audience because it's going on streaming. Author of the article titled "The Streaming Evolution Adaptation, Film Budgeting to New Media," Dmitry Bakhtin states, "Now filmmakers must consider the digital distribution strategies of film. It's no longer how it was with traditional theatrical releases and then DVD releases. Filmmakers now have to consider that they're able to create bigger and better projects and that tell more diverse stories." There's also a downside to this though as well. Streaming has created a large disparity in the compensation when it comes to creatives. A specific example of this can be seen with the film Black Widow and the actress Scarlett Johansson. She was originally told that the film would just have a theatrical release and then later be put on the streaming site. However, Disney put the theatrical release and put the film on the streaming site at the exact same time. In the article titled "Why Scarlett Johansson is Suing Disney Over Black Widow," author Eliana Doctorman states, "By debuting the movie on streaming site at the same time, Johansson believes Disney cost her an estimated $50 million. This disparity is not only seen with actors, but is seen for every single member in the film industry. There's no longer an emphasis on residuals, and instead they're being paid upfront no matter how well their film does. Another element of finances that streaming has impacted is movie theaters. Movie theater attendance has gone down significantly since streaming sites because people are able to watch the newest and biggest and best films from the comfort of their own homes. Now, the debate between creativity versus content. So there's been a widespread debate as to whether or not creatives are being helped or harmed by streaming. Because streaming allows for constant revenue and allows filmmakers to not have to worry so much about their budget, a lot of filmmakers are able to tell significantly more diverse stories and be more creative when it comes to their filmmaking processes. However, this also has a downside. Streamers are focused on creating as much content as possible and only the content that they believe their audiences want to see. In the article titled "The Impact of Streaming Services on the Movie Industry," written by Kate Fore, she explains how streaming platforms prioritize long-form content, which is episodes or TV shows, over films, and this has in turn caused film creation to suffer. In addition to this, there's a problem of quality versus quantity. Streamers want to put out as much as possible to be seen as many eyes as possible. Author Paul Tassi, in the article "Netflix's Quality Control Problem is Getting Worse," writes, "Looking over the Netflix top 10 list, the top 3 movies and shows, all Netflix originals, have been scored rotten by critics. A lot of streamers have fallen into the pattern of mass producing content that is incredibly cheap so that there is so much to choose from on their site, not prioritizing the art form of cinema at all." Audience consumption has also dramatically increased since the invention of streaming sites. In a Forbes magazine article, Anna Durrani writes, "Americans are dedicating a substantial 3 hours and 9 minutes each day to streaming. This is equivalent to about 21 hours per week, which is the same as a part-time job. Though this is good for several filmmakers, there's more content being made, more content being seen. This has taken a toll on traditional TV programming. And this includes network and broadcast. Nielsen, which is the foremost data researcher on viewership, has reported that streaming sites have reached a record share of 40.3% of TV usage in the US. This means that broadcast television and network television have suffered incredibly since the invention of streaming sites. We know that streaming will forever and has forever changed television and film. It has changed it financially through allowing certain filmmakers freedom, but also creating a large disparity in compensation. It has changed creatively by, again, allowing filmmakers to make more creative content and not have to worry about audiences. But at the same time, it has also caused a problem of quantity over quality, and it has added to the consumption of film and television dramatically, causing several more people to be watching and consuming media. Now that we know that streaming isn't going anywhere, it's important to consider how you are impacted by it. Next time you sit down and put on Netflix and are ready to watch the next big series and binge it all day, consider everything that went into making that programming, how the filmmakers were able to get it together, and how the streaming services might be benefiting from it as well. Thank you very much.